Easter Island, known to its indigenous people as Rapa Nui, is a remote volcanic island located in the southeastern Pacific Ocean. It is most famously recognized for its monumental statues, the Moai, which stand sentinel over the landscape, gazing out toward the horizon. These monolithic figures, carved from volcanic tuff, are not only a testament to the ingenuity of the Rapa Nui people, but also a source of enduring mystery and intrigue. The question of who moved these colossal statues and how they were transported across the island has fascinated historians, archaeologists, and curious travelers alike for centuries. To understand the Moai, one must delve into the rich tapestry of Rapa Nui's history. The island was settled by Polynesians around the 1st millennium AD, who brought with them a culture steeped in ancestor worship and a deep connection to the land. The Moai were created as representations of revered ancestors, believed to embody the spirit of those who had passed. The Rapa Nui people believed that these statues held a spiritual significance, acting as intermediaries between the living and the dead. Their construction and placement were not merely artistic endeavors, but were deeply intertwined with the islanders' social, political, and religious life. The Moai vary in size, with the tallest reaching over 30 feet and weighing as much as 75 tons. Carved primarily from the volcanic tuff found in the Rano Raraku quarry, the statues exhibit an array of features, including elongated heads, prominent brows, and strong chins. Each Moai was designed to represent a specific ancestor, with the details reflecting the individual's status and achievements. The sheer scale of these statues speaks to the collective effort of the Rapa Nui community, requiring a workforce that could have numbered in the thousands. The process of moving the Moai from the quarry to their designated platforms, known as ahu, is where the mystery deepens. The prevailing theories have evolved over the years, with various hypotheses proposed to explain how these enormous statues were transported over the rugged terrain of the island. One of the earliest and most popular theories suggested that the statues were rolled on logs, a method that would have required a significant amount of timber. However, this theory has been challenged by the realization that deforestation played a critical role in the decline of Rapa Nui society. As the population grew and the demand for resources increased, the island's lush forests were depleted, leading to soil erosion and reduced agricultural productivity. Another theory posits that the Moai were walked to their locations. This method, proposed by archaeologist Carl Lipo and his colleagues, involves a coordinated effort where teams of people would rock the statues back and forth, allowing them to move in a controlled manner. This theory gained traction after experiments demonstrated that it was indeed possible to move a Moai in this way, requiring a well-organized community effort and an understanding of physics that is often underestimated in ancient cultures. Regardless of the method employed, it is clear that the transportation of the Moai was a monumental feat, one that required not only physical strength, but also a deep cultural commitment to honoring ancestors. The placement of these statues was equally important. Each ahu served as a ceremonial site, where rituals and offerings were made to honor the spirits of the ancestors. The Moai were positioned to face inland, symbolizing their protective role over the living community, while their backs turned toward the sea, a reminder of the ever-present dangers that lurked beyond the horizon. As the Rapa Nui people continued to carve and transport Moai, the societal structure of the island evolved. The construction of these statues became a source of competition among clans, leading to an escalation in the number of Moai being produced. This competition, however, had dire consequences. The increasing demand for resources led to further deforestation, which in turn contributed to the decline of agricultural practices. As the island's environment deteriorated, the social fabric began to fray. Conflicts arose between clans, and the very traditions that had once unified the Rapa Nui people began to unravel. The arrival of European explorers in the 18th century marked a turning point in the history of Easter Island. The first recorded visit was by the Dutch explorer Jacob Roggeveen in 1722, who was struck by the sight of the Moai. However, it was not until later expeditions that the impact of external forces on the Rapa Nui society became evident. European diseases decimated the population, and the introduction of the slave trade further exacerbated the island's struggles. As the Rapa Nui people faced these challenges, the construction of Moai came to a halt, and many of the statues were toppled during conflicts between clans or as a result of neglect. The decline of the Moai tradition and the Rapa Nui culture reached a critical point in the late 19th century when the island was annexed by Chile. The arrival of missionaries and the imposition of foreign beliefs led to a further erosion of the traditional practices that had once defined Rapa Nui life. The Moai, once revered symbols of ancestral power, became relics of a bygone era. Their significance diminished in the face of colonial pressures. In the years that followed, the Moai became a focal point for archaeological research and cultural revival. Efforts to restore and preserve the remaining statues gained momentum, driven by a renewed interest in the island's heritage. The Rapa Nui people themselves began to reclaim their history, emphasizing the importance of the Moai as symbols of identity and resilience. The statues, which had once been seen as mere curiosities by outsiders, were reinterpreted as powerful representations of the Rapa Nui spirit. Today, the Moai stand as a testament to the ingenuity and determination of the Rapa Nui people. They serve not only as a reminder of a complex and vibrant culture, but also as a symbol of the challenges faced by societies in the wake of environmental degradation and colonialism. The ongoing research into the methods of Moai transportation has shed light on the sophisticated understanding of engineering and community organization that existed among the Rapa Nui. Theories of walking the statues have been bolstered by experimental archaeology, revealing a culture that was not only capable of monumental feats, but also deeply connected to their environment. The mystery of who moved the Moai may never be fully resolved, but the exploration of their history offers invaluable insights into the resilience of the human spirit. The Rapa Nui people, in their quest to honor their ancestors, created a legacy that continues to captivate the world. The Moai are more than just stone figures. They embody the stories, struggles, and triumphs of a people who navigated the complexities of their environment and their beliefs. As visitors flock to Easter Island to witness the Moai in person, they are reminded of the delicate balance between nature and culture and the importance of preserving both for future generations. The statues, with their stoic expressions and silent gazes, invite contemplation on the lessons of the past and the responsibilities of the present. The mystery of the Moai transcends the question of their transportation. It speaks to the enduring power of tradition, the significance of community, and the profound connection between people and their ancestors. Easter Island's Moai are not merely relics of a lost civilization. They are living symbols of a culture that, despite facing immense challenges, continues to inspire and educate. The journey to understand the Moai is a journey into the heart of humanity itself, a reminder that the stories we tell, the legacies we leave, and the connections we forge with our past shape the very essence of who we are. As the Moai stand watch over the island, they encourage us to reflect on our own legacies and the ways in which we honor those who came before us.